The late Margaret Monjoa Campbell, fondly known as Ma Campbell and Bamba Monjoa, was laid to rest in an emotional and dignified funeral ceremony in Buea on Saturday, April 25, 2026, following a wake-keep held the previous evening at her residence in Vasingi, Buea town. Family members, friends, neighbors, former colleagues, church faithful and sympathizers gathered in large numbers on Friday, April 24th for a wake-up mass at her residence in Vasingi. The prayerful gathering offered mourners an opportunity to console the bereaved family and reflect on the life of a woman widely respected for her kindness, humility, wisdom, and service to humanity. Funeral rites continued on Saturday, April 25th, as her mortal remains were removed from Fako mortuary and brought to her family compound for public viewing. Many who had known and lived with Ma Campbell turned out in their numbers to bid her a final farewell. Tears flowed as mourners stood before her casket, struggling to accept the painful reality that the woman many had depended on now lay silent. Despite a heavy downpour, family members and well-wishers processed under the rain to the St. Anthony of Padua parish for the funeral mass. Before the liturgy began, the priest offered prayers and blessed the casket before it was solemnly carried into the church. In his homily, Father Clifford Fonji reminded the faithful of the certainty of death and the need to live lives pleasing to God.
We are gathered as a Christian family, not just to remember her, not just to pray about her, but to also seek consolation in the words of the Lord that we have this afternoon before us, and reflect on the reality of life. And at some point, these reflections, these discussions we had with her, or with some member of the family about her, or with someone who knew her, always brings for other minds, other questions about her to us. It always brings new points about us or about her to us. And one of the things which, at the end of the day, we come to the realization of the fact that some people always say life is meaningless, life is worthless. And no matter how much we go through in life, no matter how much we accomplish in life, someday we must definitely leave this life, we must definitely leave this earth. That's some conclusion many people always draw at the end of the day.
He described the deceased as a virtuous woman, full of integrity, and praised her rare gift of speaking many languages. He referred to her as a communicator of peace and promoter of unity, noting that she used her talents to bring people together and encourage those present to emulate such values.
One of the things we can testify about Mama President is the fact that she was somebody of integrity. She was a just person. And we can rightly say, as in Luke says in the Gospel, Luke chapter 12, verse 35 to verse 40, that her life of integrity was built upon the fact that she was indeed waiting for her right moment, waiting to celebrate with her Lord that she loved and trusted. Right from the time she went into, could say, the Chorolan convent. The fact that she spoke many languages, she was gifted. And that's one of the gifts that as human beings we benefit and we share. And it tells us that we are directly connected to God. We are imprinted, so God is imprinted in us. by the fact that we are able to communicate more so in several languages. It's a pointer to the fact that God is with us, God is genuinely with us, and God actually works and speaks through us. And through her communication, through her discussion with one another, from those who testify about her life, you know, she always communicated peace, love, and she was gentle. I think those are wonderful attributes that we can emulate this afternoon as we celebrate her life and as we are about to bid her farewell.
During the Mass, the family presented thanksgiving offerings in gratitude to God for her life. While another offering was made requesting prayers for the repose of her soul and for the family she left behind. A joint choir comprising the Sacred Heart Devotional Choir and St. Francis of Assisi Choir rendered moving hymns, including a special farewell song, praying for her peaceful rest in heaven. At the close of the service, the priest again blessed the casket before mourners processed back to her residence in Vasingi for burial. At the graveside, final prayers were offered before the casket was lowered into the grave.
See those who have lived in faith find eternal peace. Bless this grave and send your angel to watch over it. Forgive the sins of our sister, whose body we bury here. Welcome her into your presence, and with all the saints, let her rejoice in you forever. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Go. Commit our body to the earth from which he was made. Christ was the first to rise from the dead, and we know that he will raise her up. He will raise up our mortal bodies to be like his in glory.
In an emotional farewell, close relatives and friends took turns casting earth into the grave as a final sign of love and goodbye. Though Ma Campbell had one biological son, many described her as a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother to countless others. She was remembered as a woman whose doors were always open and whose helping hand reached anyone in need. Her only son and his family, deeply moved by the loss, shared touching memories of her life, recalling her guidance, warmth, discipline, and devotion to family. They spoke of what they would miss most: her counsel, prayers, strength, and presence, and pledged to preserve the values and legacy she instilled in them. Their tribute was echoed by other relatives, grandchildren, neighbors, friends from across Cameroon, and loved ones who traveled from far and near to honor her memory.
When I am the only child of my mother who is departed, she's been a very strict woman. Like I would say, she's interested in education. She asked me to get married. I was able to get married and have children. And they too have excelled and gone abroad. of them have returned for this funeral. I will definitely miss her. This was my mother, and we had fun moments together. Yeah. She was with me and my wife in Yaoundé for the past 3 years, and I'm sure we had a very great time. She came back to Buea for the New Year celebrations and was hoping to come back to Yaoundé, but she called me one day and said she felt a little too heavy and that she go to hospital. That was when she went to hospital and never came back. She has helped in bringing up my children too. So she has actually done a lot for me. We just say thank you to everybody because their contribution has been immense and their support. Gathering here at this time, this multitude of people is still here. I showed that they value that very much.
My name is Mrs. Malapa. This is Dr. Malapa. Miss Campbell's daughter-in-law. We lived together for close to 40 years. She wasn't just my mother-in-law. She was a trusted mentor, an educationist who taught me many things, amongst which resilience, hard work, integrity. She helped me raise my children, for which I'm immensely grateful. I shall always remember her for her sharp comments and warmth in the home. Her care and love transcends to her grandchildren. And I pray that her legacy of care and love continues to live on in the family.
My name is Tia Malapa. My grandmother, Margarette Campbell, is my namesake. As a matter of fact, she named me, and that's something nobody could change because she was so happy when I was born. The first granddaughter to her son and his wife, my mom. Her death came as a shock, but I'm grateful for all the years that I spent with her because she taught me so much. She was a grandparent that I knew for most of my life before I traveled. She was strict, but kind and very generous, not only towards my siblings and I, but towards everybody that she met. She touched the lives of so many people through her largesse, her wisdom, and just her presence. She was very well read, very well traveled, something that I've always been proud of because nowadays you don't get too many grandmothers like my grandmother. She was an incredible woman. I call her a woman of steel. She is like 1,000 women in one. She taught me values of integrity, hard work, and honesty. And that is something that I proudly carry with me.
I'm Katie Monjoa Dinkins. I am my grandmother's first grandchild. What I remember most is just sitting and rubbing her feet is the thing that I remember the most on my first visit to Buea and helping her put on her wigs. This is my thing that I remember the most. Something that I think that I will take with me is just to continue to be kind and love the people that are around me.
So I'm Nyoki, Margaret Campbell's second. Well, I used to think I was the second grandchild until find out I was actually the third one. First was Kit Dinkins. She showed us the world, flew us all over, gave us the best of education. She was our favorite grandparent for a good reason. She was also very strict. My fondest memory of her was one day at the National Assembly after I was dropped off from PNU. I would go and spend time in her office while she's working. And one day I wandered off, and then I happened to come across this soldier who's scolded me so bad. I ran back to my grandmother's office and hid under her table and pooped my pants. And she had to actually, get up, take me into her bathroom, wash my poopy diapers, and then, give me clothes to wear. She always took care of me. Even when I was in university, she was actually very instrumental in ensuring that I was on the straight path. Eventually, I did go to the US, had a wife and kids. We did come back to see her. She at least saw my son. He remembers her. At the time, my youngest was just a baby, so she probably wouldn't have remembered her. But at least we got to see her before she left.
Buea. I'm the third grandchild of Margarette Monjoa Campbell. My grandma, she passed away in February of this year. And some of the fun memories we had, we traveled to East Africa with her. She gave us the best life she could give, showed us a lot of care. And I think we learned a lot from her. To keep her legacy, I think of starting an educational grant for the less privileged. Because for someone who supported education, she sponsored a lot of less privileged students, kids who turned out to be great professionals and in turn showed gratitude. So I'm thinking of starting an educational grant in her memory, the Margarette Campbell educational grant for the less privileged.
Monjoa Junior, one of the Monjoas. Grandma was the best person we could ever think of having. She was so kind, so loving, so accommodating, always ready to correct you when you were wrong, and always ready to give a helping hand. Even upon her dying day, she told me that the day before she died, she had told me that she was building a hospital behind the house so that people around Buea town cannot afford hospital facilities will be able to come and get themselves treated there. I would miss her for everything. She was peace, she was love, she was everything. I pray the good that she rests in peace. It is a moral lesson to know that we all have to do something and live at peace with each and every one, despite what happens. If somebody hurts you, find the fastest means to forgive the person and let it go out of your hand. I believe that's why God gave her up to 90. Yeah, if she had grudges in her mind, I didn't think she would so. So that's a big lesson she's left with me, and I pray God I continue with it. My name is Campbell. The late woman we are burying today is my mother's elder sister. My mother came directly after her. She took me from my parents when I just left secondary school, and asked my mom to leave me with her. From that time on, she took care of me, took care of my education up to master's level in financial management. And that gave me the opportunity to work as a banker on Wall Street. So I owe her, and everything I am today is because of her. Anything I have today is because of her. And I was very, very, very happy that I had the opportunity to have her in my care in my house for years to take care of her. And she gave me the opportunity of dying in my hands. To me, I think that's a very, very big honor. The legacy I have for her is to keep, first of all, I want to keep her certain aspects of her that I admired. She was a very calm, soft-spoken person, and I want to keep that. I want to keep that calmness and soft-spokenness. Nothing ever mattered to her, but she was a very kind human being. I hope I can keep that kindness too. She died very peacefully, no struggle, no ache, no pain. I took her to the hospital at 3 o'clock. In the afternoon, she died at 5 p.m. peacefully. So that has given me a lot of joy and happiness. May she rest in peace. I will never, never, never forget her.
I am Monjoa Buea. Yeah. This is my grandmother. What I would say is that I think as a family member, we're blessed to have a person like her. She was very passionate. As you heard the chief said, most of us who went to University of Yaoundé in those days passed through her hands, and it nurtured us properly. And what we are today, we thank Many thanks for her because she a lot of input in our studies and advice for what we all become today. I, in particular, am very grateful to have had a person like her in my life. So I want to use this opportunity to pray the Almighty that she should rest in peace, meet our ancestors, and intercede for us who are still here so that we continue the good works that she began.
Auntie Mojoko, as we usually call her, was now my sister's mother-in-law. She was very pleasant, generous, and loving to everyone. She visited me twice while in the United States, and as usual, she was always herself. She was always firm, but meant her words. We'll miss her dearly and we'll cherish her forever.
I am a Mulal Yunga Joseph. I am her nearest neighbor. All of us saw her. She kept us very close to her. A lot of provision, smiles, and advice. So her passing away means a lot to us. She has been our mama. In fact, I just want to say to the family that this is something that happens. It's a time to be born, a time to die. Mama has done a lot. You should have courage. Follow up her legacy, thanking God for her life and what she has done. They should remain together and in hope and in faith with God. I'm Barrister Chief Lieutenant, the Chief of Bamboo. Mommy was my mother. She sponsored me for all of my higher education to the degree. She was a good woman. She had many people. All of us good. The majority of my children grew up with her. And that is how we are. I'm happy. Anything that I have today is grace to her. I have just one thing to say. That Mama should travel well, join our ancestors, and give us the blessings behind. I'm Matute Sunge. I'm a senior tax inspector, presently working for the UN. I am, I can say, grandchild to Bamba Monjoa, who adopted us. In fact, she is a mother to just too many people around the world. And I speak on behalf of my mother, who is her niece, Frida Eposikale, my two younger brothers, Professor Julius Esunge and Engineer Tamafika Fikale. I cannot say much about Mama without flagging the fact that she is the pillar of all of what some of us have become. Maybe I should give you the shock that when I enrolled in college, without any reflection, she took upon to pay all of our school fees. Then we were in Yaoundé. And that is fundamental in the building that has arisen from the floor. She has been a legend. She is a hero. She is a pillar. And she is one of those among the few who do not look at whether it is from her womb or it is from her family. She took care of children across the world. And some of us just owe her a debt of gratitude and indebtedness that will take us right to our own time when we go to the soil. My name is Barrister Ewuli. I am the Vice President of the Cameroon Bar General Assembly. I am a prominent human rights lawyer in Cameroon. And Bamba Monjoa Campbell, I knew her in the year 2022 through her grandson, Bella Joke Malafa. We were classmates in Baptist High School. And then he came and introduced me to the grandmother. And from 2002, she has been my grandmother. We are not related by blood, but the impact she has had in my life is more than people that I'm related by blood with. She is very kind. She took care of me like a grandson, gave me all the advice, all the encouragement support both financially, morally, and I really owe my success story to her. Bamba Monjoa's departure is a very great loss in my life because I see her as a hero, I see her as a mother, I see her as a very kind person. And one of the things I have learned from her lifestyle is kindness. My name is David. I have lots of memories concerning Mama because even before my mother died, she said to me that I should know that I don't have any other mother except Mama. And in order not to forget Mama, I named one of my daughters. Her name is Buea. Mama Elvira is still alive. She's here. So Noah is the one who is gone. So I just in a nutshell.
My name is Weba Eloti, and I'm here to celebrate Ma, as we fondly call her. She was a lovable person. She loved everyone who came across her, or whom she came across. And one thing that made me so particular about her is that she was a mother to everyone. I remember her last days were fun. I was with her close to 2 hours before her death. And even though in pain, she kept asking, how are the children? She kept asking, how is your brother? She kept asking me how my sisters were doing, showing that she loved humanity. She loved people so much. And I think as she has gone, it's so sad. We miss her. And we'll try to practice all what she taught us. She always wished for everyone to be fine. And I think her love and her legacy is going to live after this. So we are happy to be here and we are happy to celebrate her. And we pray for God to receive her soul into his heavenly kingdom.
I'm Margarette here. Well, Mama was more than a grandmother to me. She was my kojo partner. She was my best partner. We're moving together. When she wants something, she will tell me, Lita, go to the market. Lita, get me medication. Lita, what are you going to eat today? Lita and Sylvia will miss her jokes. Our only grandmother with black hair. Her food, when you come, she will tell you, welcome. What have you eaten? How is the house? We promise to take care of her house, and she always tell me, Bella, is your brother, take care of your brother. So we promise to take care of them. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Born on March 2nd, 1940 in Lagos, Margarette Campbell was brought to Cameroon as an infant, where she received her early education in Buea and Bamenda before beginning her teaching career at a young age. She later pursued higher studies in Cameroon and abroad, building an outstanding career in translation, interpretation, and public service. She served with distinction for more than 2 decades at the National Assembly of Cameroon, rising through the ranks to become Director of the Linguistic and Translative Division. Her expertise also earned her international recognition. She served in several United Nations missions, including in Angola and with the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda, where she contributed to peace building and international justice through translation and interpretation. Fluent in several languages, she remained passionate about preserving her native Mokpe language and mentoring young generations. Having lived a fulfilled life of 86 years marked by faith, family devotion, professional excellence, and service to humanity, Ma Campbell leaves behind a powerful lesson that a meaningful life is measured not only by years lived, but by the lives touched and values passed on to the future generations. Following the burial, guests proceeded to the Buea Town Stadium for a reception marked by refreshments, entertainment, and cultural performances celebrating a life well lived. The funeral ceremonies ended later that day with the departure of guests, but the memory of Ma Campbell remains alive in the hearts of all who knew her. Her life of faith, excellence, humility, and service stands as a lasting legacy to her family, community, and nation.